Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Bears. Rumors are swirling around a potential blockbuster trade involving Trent McDuffie, one of the Kansas City Chiefs' standout cornerbacks. You know, McDuffie has been making waves in the league with his incredible coverage skills and game-changing plays. And now there's chatter that Chicago might be eyeing him as they look to bolster their secondary, especially with the way things have been shaping up this season. It's not every day you see such a high-caliber player linked directly to the Bears, so let's break down what this could mean and why it's such a big deal. First off, Trent McDuffie isn't just any cornerback. The guy was a Pro Bowl selection in 2025 and finished top 20 in PFF grading, which is a huge deal in the NFL. He's got 62 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 14 passes defense so far this season. His coverage grade? An impressive 89.5, and he's been a nightmare for opposing offenses, especially in zone coverage, where he sports a 91.2 grade. His ability to neutralize aerial attacks is elite. Think about the times he's locked down receivers or even snagged interceptions, like those 2 picks against the Bengals in Week 1. McDuffie has the speed, agility, and football IQ to be a true difference maker, and he's proven it with his stats, an EPA of -0.37 per target, which shows he's not just around the ball, he's making plays when it counts. Plus, his YAC average is just 3.1 yards per reception, meaning once he gets his hands on the ball, he's shutting down big yardage after the catch. All signs point to a top-tier CB with the potential to elevate any secondary he joins. But of course, nothing in the NFL comes without some questions. The Chiefs are in a tricky spot financially. They're tight on cap space, especially with Mahomes' massive $65 million deal on the books for next season. They're also trying to extend some key players, and that's where the trade talk intensifies. Kansas City's zone coverage has been a bit inconsistent this year, giving up 205 yards per game through the air, and some analysts believe that losing McDuffie might weaken their secondary, especially with the increasing pace of offenses in the NFL today. The trade, as some skeptics suggest, could be similar to what happened with Snead last year, an attempt to free up cap and clear space, but at a potential cost to the team's defensive stability. The Chiefs' overall zone EPA has dropped by 15% in 2024, which indicates some vulnerabilities in their coverage, and losing McDuffie might make that worse. Now, on the Bears' side, this move could be a huge boost for their defense. Chicago's secondary has been a work in progress. With injuries to key outside cornerbacks like Johnson and Gordon, the team has been struggling to contain opposing passing attacks. Right now, they're allowing around 225 yards per game through the air, which is middle of the pack, but they have the talent to be much better. Bringing McDuffie into the fold could change that overnight. Imagine a secondary with McDuffie's elite zone coverage, capable of projecting up to 6 more interceptions this season. His addition could lead to a 20% reduction in EPA per pass, which is huge considering how much teams rely on explosive passing plays. Plus, his ability to neutralize attacks would help Chicago's defense on third downs, where they're currently allowing a 28% conversion rate, an area they'd love to improve. If they manage to get him, the Bears could see a significant rise in turnovers, potentially averaging 3 more interceptions per game, which could be the difference in close contests. This would also mean a shift in the team's overall defensive identity. The Bears have been steadily building a solid defense, but they need that extra spark to push them over the top. McDuffie's speed and coverage skills could elevate their ability to stop big plays, especially in the secondary, where the team has struggled at times. His presence would allow the Bears to be more aggressive in their zone schemes, and his ability to lock down receivers would give them more flexibility to blitz or play tighter coverage elsewhere. It's a classic case of a young, talented player fitting perfectly into a team looking to take that next step toward playoff contention and ultimately a Super Bowl run. Now, the impact on the odds is also worth mentioning. The Super Bowl odds for the Bears have been slowly climbing, from +6.0 earlier in the offseason to around +2.400 now. That's a significant shift, and if these trade rumors turn into reality, it could push their chances even higher, especially if McDuffie's presence helps them tighten up defensively. The playoffs, especially the zone coverage in the postseason, become even more critical, and McDuffie's ability to neutralize top receivers and third-down attacks could be a real X-factor for Chicago in January. Think about how his skills could help them beat tough opponents like the Rams or even make a deep playoff run. The defense, with an added elite cover man, could swing the momentum in their favor just when it matters most. Looking at the bigger picture, this isn't just about acquiring a talented player. It's about the identity of the Chicago Bears evolving into a team that can compete at the highest level. McDuffie's addition would send a message that the Bears are serious about contending now, not just planning for the future. It's about building a defense that can match the offensive firepower of teams like the Lions or the Packers. The NFC North is heating up, and the Bears are in a prime position to make a statement. A corner like McDuffie would be a cornerstone of that effort, a player who could be a staple of their defense for years to come. Of course, the trade isn't a done deal yet, and skeptics will raise questions. Moving a top 20 PFF cornerback for a second-round pick in 2026 isn't a small decision, especially with the value McDuffie brings. But in the NFL, sometimes you have to take risks to get the prize. The Bears have the cap space, the draft capital, and the motivation to make moves that could define their future. If they pull this off, it's a statement move, signaling that Chicago is all in on competing in the NFC and beyond. And let's not forget the importance of the fans and the energy around this team. Chicago is known for its passionate fan base, and acquiring a player of McDuffie's caliber would ignite the city and the stands. The roar of Soldier Field would be even louder, knowing that the Bears just made a bold move to improve their defense and chase that elusive Super Bowl. The kind of move that gets fans excited, that brings hope, and that sets the tone for what could be a historic season. The Bears have been building steadily, and this trade rumor might just be the missing piece to turn their ambitions into reality. Now I want to hear from you, the true Bears fans. What do you think about this potential move? Would you welcome Trent McDuffie to Chicago with open arms? How do you see his addition impacting the team's chances this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. This is a team that's always fighting, always evolving, and always aiming for greatness. Let's keep that passion alive, Bears Nation.